Okay, I think we got a lot of what we wanted to out of the way with Majora's Mask 3D, so remember, Operation Moonfall, support it, and we will provide links in the description to tell you what you can do to help, and where you, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so prepare for that. Okay, next order of business is the 3DS Ambassadors program that Nintendo is doing for people who have purchased their 3DS early. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to have Alex take over and do the basic overview of that. So take it away, Alex.
Alrighty. Well, for those of you who paid the full $250 for your 3DS before the price cut, you will be getting a special gift from Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. And what is that special gift?
It's called the Nintendo Ambassadors Program, and it includes 20 free games.
20 free games.
Yes. 10 GBA and 10 NES.
That is correct. That is correct.
And from what we know so far, you'll be getting Super Mario Bros., Donkey Kong Jr.,
Sweet.
Balloon Fight.
That is a good game as well.
Ice Climber. The Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
Let's see. What else? Oh, Metroid Fusion, of
Oh,
course.
yes, Metroid Fusion. I really want to play that game.
Mario Kart Super Circuit.
That is true.
Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3. Long title there. And I think the last one is WarioWare.
Yep, that is true as well. Micro games, I think.
Yeah, and that's all I know so far. And I think if you purchase your 3DS before like mid-August and you access the eShop on the 3DS, that automatically makes you a Nintendo ambassador.
And therefore, you do get those free games as they come out.
Yes.
Okay, and that is very sweet, and I don't think any company has ever rewarded their consoles, or the people who actually purchased their consoles when they were at full price before.
Yeah, it's a sweet reward. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, it kind of makes you have to feel bad for like the Sony people who probably got their PS3s when they were still like $600, only to have them drop down to like $400 in the next week.
Well, that's what they get for not supporting Nintendo.
Indeed. Because Nintendo, as we know it, is taking over the world. Okay, and there's also something else that's really interesting in my opinion. It's the concept of, a lot of detractors are saying that these are just, they're just going to be lazy ports and they're not going to matter. Well, boo-hoo. Just go away. Because the interesting thing I've heard, and I do believe this to be true, because just about everyone's saying it, is that a lot of these games, or maybe even all of them, are going to have multiplayer versions. They're going to have, like, multiplayer upgrades.
That would be awesome.
Like, a lot of I think they said specifically the NES ones are going to have upgrades to these. I'm not so sure about the Game Boy Advance ones, but I think it may be possible with them.
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Balloon fight actual fights.
Yes. Of course, Balloon Fight was co-op before in the original version, so I guess that's safe to say that's going to be...
Right, they just have to add in the networking.
Yeah, but what's interesting, though, is that, does this include The Legend of Zelda? As we know, was a one-player game solely.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't see them doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, because Zelda, as we know, it is a one-player game.
It would probably just be like a really simple fighting game where like you're fighting another Link sprite or something, or maybe one person gets to play as a moblin. It would be more like arena based. It probably wouldn't be more adventure based unless they wanted to really go all out. But it doesn't seem like the kind of trouble that they would take for, an apology project.
True, but if they do implement something like co-op, it'd be like in Four Swords, kind of, only with not four people.
Wouldn't you have to modify it a lot to make it for co-op?
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't think they're going to take the time to do that, though.
Well, I mean, It would take quite a bit of work, but remember, these are old games. So,
Yeah.
and compared to like today's games, I don't think they'd be nearly as hard to change. But then
Yeah.
again, if they were originally written in like say one language or something, it would be kind of difficult to do unless they ported it to like another language. But assuming they did port it to another language, which is most certainly possible, considering that they might have done it in the era of like the GameCube when they put it on the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition,
Yeah.
which
Love
is one of
that.
the most amazing Zelda
That
things
was awesome.
ever. It was 4 games in one. Oh, so good. But if they do something like that, I don't see how it would be impossible, really. Especially, I mean, it could just be a limited co-op, really. And to be honest, it would actually make the game easier, which
Yeah.
I'm not bashing anyway, considering those games are as hard as all get out.
Yeah, those are ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I mean, I only beat the Legend of Zelda for my first time like last year, and that was like, oh my gosh.
Yep. I only beat
haven't
it
even-
like
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of people haven't even beaten the original, and of course,
Yeah, I haven't.
and fun fact, everyone, even Aonuma hasn't beaten the original Legend of Zelda.
really.
Yeah.
That bodes ill. Huh.
But anyway, yes. So a lot of these games, possibly all of them, could implement multiplayer, which is really interesting. So,
That's
but
exciting.
if nothing else, it would be a way to prove that Nintendo really does care about the people who were with them from the very beginning.
Yep.
And something that no other company has really done with when it comes to price drops. And as we know, this is a huge price drop, like $80.
Yeah, Nintendo really, it seems like they're definitely taking a move to be like, hey, we actually care about you.
Which
Mhm.
I'm glad they're doing, because they've been making me very sad lately.
Definitely.
Yeah, Operation Rainfall notwithstanding. But even if they were just like regular ports, just consider all of the game what they price each game individually on the Virtual Console. It's 20
Yeah.
games, right? Assuming each of them is worth $5. That's 20 times 5, which is $100, and the price
Oh, yeah.
cut is $80.
So you're saving money?
Not just saving money, but they're basically just giving you money. Like
I'm okay
$20
with
if you could put it into account the difference, it's $20 difference, and even then, that's just assuming that all games are worth $5, which in the case of like the Game Boy Advance games, they would obviously be worth more since they're more beefed up versions and they have a lot more memory and stuff. And
I look forward to seeing how quickly the pause screen is, because, and especially in older games, it used to take like quite a while to actually bring up the pause screen.
Oh, that's true as well. But if it's like something like save or something, we do have save states this time, so that's really
Yeah,
handy.
that is nice.
So,
Well,
well,
I'm sure they still allow the password system.
true, but that pretty much makes the password system obsolete. So,
Unless you want to use it to get Justin Bailey for the original.
oh,
Metroid.
that is true as well. That is true as well. And I personally haven't tried that yet, so
Oh, that's awesome.
so I hear. And it's been pretty much mimetic in the fan base, so. Alright, so anything else to say before we go on to the next matter of business?
I think we covered that pretty well.
Alright, Alex, anything from you? Anything else that you know of?
Nope. Other than Nintendo's present taking a price cut. Maybe that's from all the free games we're getting.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, so before we go on to something else, remember, if you're a 3DS owner who's gotten the 3DS before its price cut on August 11th, be sure that you log into the eShop channel at least once in order to qualify for this program. Otherwise, you're going to be screwed out on something pretty much mind-blowing.
Amazing.
Pretty
Yep,
much
so good on
amazing. You'd just be missing out, and that'd be really disappointing. So do it! Do it now!
that.
Do it now! Okay. Okay, before we go into an impressions rampage, next order of business. We have something I am personally happy to plug, is
Yes.
Operation Rainfall.
Mm-hmm.
And as all of you may or may not know, I know Alex knows this, and I know Takio knows this too because I bugged him about it before we did this recording. Operation Rainfall is a movement to try to get Nintendo of America to localize 3 games to North America. And these three games are The Last Story, Xenoblade, and Pandora's Tower. What really irks players is that most of these games, if not all of them, are already going to be localized in Europe. And one of them is, at least one of them, has already been confirmed for localization in South Africa. So, and what really irks people is that Nintendo of America just says, oh, we have no plans to release them at this time, so go home and play some Zelda. Which really isn't that much of a crime, really, since Zelda's awesome.
Yes.
But it really does tick people off, since... I mean, it's a trend that's been going on since, like, the beginning of the NES. We've been getting Japan has been getting games that haven't been localized on any other territory, like Fire Emblem, for instance, which didn't see the light of day in America until Super Smash Bros. Melee made Marth's debut to the U.S.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course we did get Fire Emblem, so that's really a great success. So, but with The Last Story, Xenoblade, and Pandora's Tower, a lot of these people just really want these games. So,
you know, it wouldn't upset me that much if it wasn't region locked. You know? It's like we can't get our hands on it no matter what.
well, that's true if you are not willing to hack your Wii, which Operation Rainfall does not condone, by the way, but if push comes to shove, it may have to go that way. But really, but what Operation Rainfall tries to do is that it tries to send messages to, it tries to send mail to Nintendo of America, like snail mail, and these they try to do it for every individual game. Just try to send this mass stream of emails to Nintendo of America, and it's just to let them know that, hey, we want to give you our money, so please take our money. And that's basically what we did. And one major thing to note was that Operation Rainfall actually did something really amazing on Amazon.com. They took Monodo, The Beginning of the World, which was the working title, the NTSC working title for Xenoblade before it was canceled in the U.S. It took it from being not even in the top 100 to being #1 on Amazon in just like a few days of Operation Rainfall being instated.
That's awesome.
It took it from not even being in the top 100 to being #1 in all of Wii sales, and I doubt it probably has that position now in light of other games coming out and stuff like that. But even for a bit, it surpassed Ocarina of Time 3D for pre-orders. Now,
wow, that's an insane thing to think about.
Yeah, so that's something that's been pretty much unprecedented when it comes to petitions like this. Because just about every other petition you think of going to online petition, going to that one site where people sign their signatures and stuff, which companies don't really look at.
Yep, just say now or whatever.
Yeah. Here, however, people are pretty much saying, "Hey, we have money that we want to give you, and this is our proof." Yep. And that's basically what they did.
But then Nintendo came out and made that statement on like Twitter
and Facebook 2 days after.
And Facebook,
saying that
it didn't really say anything. It was just like, "Oh, thanks for caring, but we're not really going to do anything right now." Which is what I'm afraid that they're going to do with Operation Moonfall.
Yes, that would be quite a shame, but let's hope it never comes to that.
Yeah, indeed. With Operation Moonfall, I'm kind of not as concerned about it failing.
Right,
because remember, this is a Zelda game we're
one
talking
successful
about.
base.
Yeah, because Zelda, I mean, you'd be in denial if you weren't to admit it, but Zelda is one of the most popular game series there is.
Oh, yeah.
And and Zelda has a fan base probably larger than the fan base for Pandora's Tower, Xenoblade, and The Last Story combined.
I would say Zelda has a more reliable, consistent fan base than Mario.
Yeah, I have no opinion on that.